Thank you, my uncle Clive. No, cousin Clive. Good afternoon, everyone. What a fantastic program. Today we have had the pleasure of hearing a highly esteemed scientist and academic share his findings on the risks that will befall our planet if we continue on a path of greed, ignorance, and destructive capitalism. In a world of fake news and alternate truths, there is nothing that speaks louder than clear scientific facts. What Professor Steffen has presented today is a sobering wake-up call that shows that all human beings contribute to the future of our planet. His findings call for a long and hard look at ourselves, to reflect on our actions and realize that the actions of our current generation will shape the planet that we pass on to our future generation. Yes, to support the environment, to protect eco-balance is among the major duties of a Muslim. I am a Muslim person, and I believe other faiths, other cultures consider the same point like me. As human beings, it is foolish to think that we exist independently of one another. As sentient beings, we are interdependent. The actions of one can have significant impact on others. As Professor Steffen mentioned, we need to reconnect to our biosphere. This means taking care of one another, treating each other, all sentient beings and our environment with wisdom and compassion, and acknowledging that all our thoughts, speech, and actions all have consequences. When this is realized and implemented, a harmonious and peaceful world is created on this earth. Thank you, Professor Steffen, for presenting this informative, timely, and necessary talk. In light of the current droughts our Australia farmers are facing, I would like to send them my deepest sympathies and sincerest wishes that they will be able to experience some relief very soon. I hope incumbent government also and support them in this difficult circumstance. Now, I would like to thank my uncle Clive for facilitating today's discussion. Of course, I'm going to call Uncle Professor Steffen. Is that okay? Unearthly, yes. I'd like to invite my cousin Jane Anderson from TAFE New South West Multicultural Engagement Team to present a small gift to my Uncle Clive. Please. Uncle and cousin. These gifts from my uncle's shop, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Now I would like to ask my another cousin, Zubayda Rahman, and she's got lots of titles, but I call one of them, President of the Muslim Women's National Network of Australia Incorporated, to present a small gift to my cousin, Kathy Aher. Please on the stage. Thank you. Before we conclude, I'd like to invite you to have a few Affinity's upcoming events. In early September, our A+ Youth Lecture Series continues with a talk from Sarah Mansour, co-founder of Bankstown Poetry Slam, who will be discussing how social media is helping fight sexual harassment. It will be facilitated by ABC journalist Kathleen Calderwood. In October, we will be holding an evening lecture on refugee rights with Professor Peter Shergold, Chancellor of Western Sydney University, and Ista Pashiladis Chalas, Government Relations Manager from Settlement Service International. Later that month, Richard Di Natale, leader of the Australian Greens, will be presenting a morning conversation on the challenge of politicizing multicultural Australia and how to overcome it. The facilitator will be Catalina Flores, political reporter from Network 10. In late October, Sam Graham, the CEO of AFL New South Wales and ACT, will present a lunchtime lecture on AFL and cross-cultural understanding. The program will be facilitated by John Cleary, my great-uncle, a former ABC radio journalist. He's in Melbourne currently. In mid-November, we will be holding a lunchtime panel on domestic violence and how to overcome it. The panel will include Mo Blanche, the CEO of Domestic Violence on New South Wales, and Superintendent Julia Boone, who is the corporate sponsor for family and domestic violence from New South Wales Police Force. The conversation will be facilitated by Pallavi Sinha, the appointed supporter of the joint federal and state multicultural campaign to stop domestic violence. Ladies and gentlemen, in late November, we will continue our A+ Youth Lecture Series with a talk from Madeleine Goodsir, the president of Notre Dame University's Law Society. She will be talking about leadership and social change. The facilitator will be Omar Daba, cross-platform journalist from SBS. This October and November, our Affinity cooking class will be continuing. I think some of you attended, I saw that. And the classes will be held on a Sunday afternoon in the home of a Turkish family in Western Sydney. It will start at 1 p.m. and will go for a couple of hours. The family will show you how to make a Turkish dish, plus Turkish tea. We believe that sharing food is a fantastic way to share culture, break down barriers, and connect with others in a meaningful way. If you are interested in attending, please contact us on info@affinity.org.au. In November, Affinity is proud to partner with Western Sydney University to present the 9th International Conference on Human Rights Education. The conference aims to develop a Sydney declaration of how human rights education can strengthen civil society and act as an agent for change. Registrations for the program are now open. I think my uncle Sev Ozdowski organizing this program at Western Sydney Uni. Information on all the events I have mentioned are available on our website. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to speak to one of our staff. Once again, thank you for attending today. I hope to see you next time. Have a lovely afternoon. Thank you.